Live, you say?
I did say that,
Well
but that
done.
was that was the other day. We're not live now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So we're just here to hang out and chill to ourselves. Nice.
Okay.
How you been? It's been a while.
It's been a while. I've been fine. It's snowing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of shitty.
Well, you know what isn't shitty, Stuart?
Mm.
I don't know why I'm saying it with such gravitas, given it's just us here discussing. Let's have a little discussion about the worst. What did I call it today? What was it? What did I say?
The most overrated things in Trek.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure we ourselves can come with all the ideas ourselves. I don't need any help. I'm sure we're that able. Um,
Sure. Yeah.
but if anyone happens to be a spy on us, then they might be able to interject. But only if they're spying. So if your spy cameras are on, then you can interact with us. So I guess that's the question, right? Are people spy cameras on?
Don't know. Don't know. I'll have to see. I hope not, because I just want to chat with you. So
I mean, those peeps do have some odd ideas, you know.
they
We
do.
can bring them into the, but also some good ideas. I think it's fair to probably fair to say. I'll go. I'll go there. I'll go there.
All right. We'll switch this to live. There, we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
It's like you're a Doctor Who and you can close the TARDIS door by just click. I was that efficient with what you're doing. Amazing,
Hmm.
amazing. Anyway, welcome back. Who's Cat Jim Foley? I was quite a because you didn't hear us for the last few hours. New.
Yes, we're doing the most overrated things, and you guys get to pick and vote. So, I mean, should be interesting.
Yeah, this is one of those few ones where I have almost no preconceived notions of what people are going to add into this. So I'm genuinely intrigued, really intrigued, because this is so subjective. And
Hmm.
yet,
Hmm.
and yet there should be some themes. And I do know what I'm going to throw in once I get the slide up. So I have an idea as I get, because it's so subjective. It could be a character, a ship, an episode, a cliffhanger.
A
It's
moment, a
yeah,
storyline. Yeah, there's so many.
but I think
Yeah,
we should all be able to guess. Like we should be able to have some sort of semblance of I see why, you know, uh,
yeah.
and go with
And
slide
yes, Dan,
10.
it is different than Iconic. It's just the most overrated stuff. Like best of both worlds is the best thing ever. It's not though. I mean, part one
Mm.
is, but stuff like that. Things that a lot of people talk about, but the Enterprise is overrated. Now I'm going to argue with you on that one, Dan.
Well, because I
Michael Burnham is overrated. Absolutely. Well,
right, and that's the thing. It's so subjective, and that's the interesting thing. Because iconic is mostly good, overrated. It can be a bit,
well, see, Duncan McPhister says Kurtzman is overrated. He's not at all overrated. He's extremely underrated.
Oh, so you like him then?
No, he's not overrated. Nobody's hyping up Kurtzman. Everybody's
Well,
hates Kurtzman.
underrated means he's better than he's rated.
Whatever. He's not overrated, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I've got three ideas in the slide 10, including the first one, which you have to restretch, but you'll get the joke.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
You're welcome. Because, like I say, really interesting what you guys are saying can be anything, and if there's something that basically you think people like more than they should, and see where
Or you
people
don't
vote.
understand why people like it or why people
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah. It's like there's a lot of love to the Enterprise E. As great as it is, it could be a little bit
See,
overrated. But you might
Dan got it
say
right.
no, yeah.
Dan said the inner light. Yes, 100%. Absolutely overrated. Yes.
Exactly, and that's the great thing. So it's very open.
Duet. Duet. Overrated.
Yeah, yeah. Best of both worlds. All good things. Q. Right now, I think. Are we then judging? Because I kind of want to for the
We're
scoring.
not judging. They get to
No,
vote.
no, I know, I know. You guys have the power, but are we judging S being the most overrated or S being the most justifiably good still? F being the most overrated, or is
Well, I
it?
didn't think this should be a tier list to begin with. It should be a
No,
Just a discussion.
I want to see comparisons. I want to see people.
Well, then you decide. You decide the chart.
Okay, so okay, well, the easiest to follow for new people, I think S is most overrated. So, the
Yeah.
higher in the chart, the less good your voting it is.
Yes.
Now they can all be good, but the less good. So I'm gonna do the poll for the first one just so we have something on screen as I'm about to go share. They'll give people a little bit of an in, because this will
So
be yeah.
yeah, but Duncan McPhister says I say Kurtzman is overrated because there's so many people that love him. Name 5. Who are the 5 people that love fucking Kurtzman? Nobody.
There was one actor who thought he was very supportive during the pandemic and like gave everyone like donated to the cause to get them all paid still. So that person on a personal level.
Name 5. Yeah, that's what I say. You can't.
Derek, it can, but you want it to be something that is overrated to the audience so that people can vote it as being highly overrated. Because we don't want Fs. But it's subjective, right? So the first one, Stuart, what is this?
Fucking Enterprise F bridge from Star Trek Online, which apparently got an S yesterday. Well, not apparently, it fucking did get an S yesterday for some goddamn reason. When we're talking about bridges, it is not S quality bridge in any stretch of the imagination, especially compared to all the iconic bridges that we actually looked at. So, yeah, this is highly overrated apparently by you guys.
I had no
I would
idea.
never have, I would never have put this on the list because I wouldn't have known.
All right,
Yeah.
so there's the chart. I'm gonna share this, give you guys a moment. See you in a second.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you guys to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click notification bell icon so you don't miss any content from us. Vote on these polls. Super chat in with your thoughts of the most overrated thing that you think, or you don't understand why something's rated the way it is, or talked about as much by the community. Whatever. Super chat or PayPal in. Super chat of $5 will get you one choice. PayPal
Are you a
of
homeowner?
$5 will get you 2 choices because it's 2 for 1 on PayPal. So if you want to get more bang for your buck, PayPal is the way to do so. Just want to adjust the scammer slightly. I don't know. Now it's all buggy. Anyway, check the links in the descriptions of all of our videos. There are links to the Teespring and the Poke Store. Click those links, get some cool Trekyards merch and/or other stuff as well, and just be part of the conversation. Make sure you vote though on these ones. But yeah, Enterprise B sucks. It's very overrated, and Star Trek 5 and 6 are also very overrated. Anything Romulan is underrated. I disagree. Romulans, I think, are overrated at some points. Enterprise B, yeah, I would say it's a little bit overrated. Star Trek 5 is not overrated at all. And Star Trek 6, I think is rated where it should be for me personally. But yeah, we will see what you guys say. Go vote on the poll, and yeah, like I said, do all the other things. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button, do all that. Let's see, we have 27 people here, 8 likes. Let's get those likes up to 20, guys. Hit that like button if you're just joining us. This should be an interesting discussion. I don't quite agree with the ranking scale or that we should be tiering these, but Sam thinks we should, so we will go ahead and do that. I just think we should have a discussion, but hey. Devo77S says the only bridge we ever saw for the Enterprise F was the bridge in Picard season 3. Yeah, and we saw like two or three chairs, and that's it. Like office chairs. That was their bridge for the Enterprise F. Awesome.
It was a 35-minute redress with office supplies they had from another set.
Pretty much.
But can you imagine the script? Like, right, now you need to have the Enterprise F bridge. And you have $85 in 2 days. It's like...
Duncan McPhister goes on to say, clarification, I am referring to the people in the comments section of the Trek fan pages on Facebook. I got lambasted the other day for complaining about Kurtzman. That's a very select group of people that like the new Trek. That is not the general consensus. That is, like, if you're in a specific group, because there's like groups like New Trek sucks or whatever that obviously don't like Kurtzman, but there's ones that pander to the new Trek. So that's very selective into what you're talking about.
Well, it's, you know, groups fight each other. If people really resonate with Discovery and yet they see 65% of the fandom dislike it, they're going to want to find places that love it. And when they do, those people love it and they interact. So if you then someone who has more balanced view comes in, not going to go well, and then vice versa. They're absurd hater groups that are truly absurd. So, yeah.
Let's see. With 25 votes, C wins this one with 72%.
Okay.
Might have actually gone lower. If we were just, but yeah, 26 votes. I mean, 73%. That's not even close. So at least it's.
Okay.
I don't know how that ranks on your scale. This confuses my brain.
So it's medium overrated. It's good. It's a bit overrated, but it's not super overrated. Okay. This will be an interesting one to work out, yes.
Duncan McFester says this is the general Star Trek fan page. I doubt that extremely.
What would have been the general? As in, like, the official one? Because there's loads of groups. Is it the biggest one? What do you mean by general? How many people does it have member-wise?
Because I think if you said something Kurtzman related and somebody chimed in on that and was pro Kurtzman on a general Star Trek fan page, would not go well for them. I think they would get lambasted, not you.
Well, I think people don't care about Kurtzman as much as the Trek itself. Like, you can know Discovery and not know who Kurtzman is, but it's, he's not a well-liked showrunner.
No. All right. TNG Masks is overrated. No,
Wow.
TNG Masks is kind of underrated in my opinion. Like extremely underrated. It's a much better episode than people give it credit for.
I'd say I only hear dislikes about it, which imply it's underrated, or just no one talks about it. But that's the thing. Put it in. Let's vote. Right, we've got 2 in the PayPal.
I wouldn't be surprised. Duncan McFister. No, I would not. Sorry. We got 2 PayPals. You want to do those first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, of course, it's going to be hard to represent certain things. This is put in 2 concepts, so you can re-ask and we can work it out. But we're trying, and I'm interested to see.
So Joe Brown throws in $5. Says canon is overrated.
Yeah, and that's the one on the left. Yeah, the Spock one, obviously. Oh, you've moved. Yeah, the not Zindy one. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
The other left.
That's what. Yeah. Is canon overrated? Canon, of course, being the in-universe history, logic, lore, structure, and time of a universe. That's the canon.
Canon is absolutely not overrated. It's important to a universe. It's important to storytelling. It's important to consistency.
So of course, high number is more overrated. Remember.
Yeah. So yeah, I think canon is, by the new people, extremely underrated, and even some people that really like the older stuff, like Steve Shives, but doesn't give a shit about canon. It's very much underrated by some people. Is it overrated by the vast majority? No, I think the mid for fans is like most of them don't have. That's not even fair to say. I was going to say most of them don't have a fair grasp of canon to really notice the more general views, but no, I don't think canon is overrated at all.
But we would say that we're a documentary and YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, with New Trek, it's very much underrated. Like they don't give a shit about canon. So,
I mean,
yeah, I don't know where to rank it.
I mean, people always quote the Len Nimoy line saying, basically, it doesn't matter, just have fun with it. People should get a life in theory.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I've joked to you many a time about doing a fan film where I don't conform to canon and see how many people have an issue.
Oh, everybody would have an issue with that. You know, so many comments.
Because, like Discovery, they throw in holograms don't make sense and travel doesn't fit, and there's tech that, why is that so small? Jesus Christ. There's a door that can survive torpedo blast. Like, these are all part of canon, right? So if I write a story where they can warp from the edge of the Delta Quadrant to the Earth in one day while drinking holographic soup, which then makes them 4 foot taller, and they go from ensign to captain over the meal because they get a free ensign pip with the meal, but it's our 2 pips, and that process, there's a, you know what I mean, like you start adding on nonsense, and then what are you even watching, right? So for me, canon is the rule book, and you meant to follow the rule book because that's the law, Like canon is the law, and if you're writing something new, you follow the law because that's how structured things are, or it's the history, as Doug says. When I write my normal fan films, I've literally had to abandon side arcs and stories because I'm like, well, that doesn't fit canon. So I've got to change. Like the concept can still be there, but I can't be fighting the Klingons. I'll be fighting the Dominion now. Oh, they can't have this mentality because it hasn't happened yet. Therefore, canon. Like those things have to adjust. I can't just say, oh, suddenly on Deep Space Nine they've got active time travel with the Guardian Forever randomly in season 2. It's like just for the fun of it, right? These things are hugely important, and I'd think canon is the most important single aspect of Trek because that's what we've come to love. All of the universe, the canon is also canon, etc.
Bill Brown says, for the record, I think canon is important. I just want to hear the conversation.
100%. I kind of sense that from you, so I appreciate that.
Devo says canon changes all the time. Smooth-headed Klingons joining the Federation, women not being able to be captains. Klingons joining the Federation isn't changing canon. That's just an evolution of.
Also, I love how he quoted 3
societies.
things from the 80s only. Like, couldn't reference stuff that was defendable in the last 3-4 decades. Smoothheads were recanonized, so that doesn't work. Klingons, of course, control the Federation. Why wouldn't they? That's not breaking canon. Is a future. And the third thing.
Women.
Fair enough. That was the first episode they met. The first and last episode they mentioned it. Cajun, that was 50 something years ago, 60 years ago. That's okay. I'm fine with that.
That's just world building. Exactly. 2 people have said this should have an F option. But
I wanted to be the balance because I thought we might get some negativity on that because it's not important.
D wins with 25 votes and 72%. We'll put it there for now.
And certainly in New Trek, it's underrated. That's why you have like Picard season 3, which then gets a lot of love because it's
New Trek. It doesn't exist.
Well, it's sacrificed at the altar of other things. Ooh, Matthew. Ooh, I like it. That's good.
Sonar Tax Law says the Defiant had enough firepower to destroy a planet in canon with 2 ends. With canon only has the 1 end in the middle there. But when did the Defiant have enough firepower to destroy a planet? That was with the ice, with the mines that Cisco was going to set off that would interact with the environment or the atmosphere. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that you mean kill a population in the atmosphere. That's a little bit different.
Or the Defiant from In a Mirror Darkly, which theoretically could wipe out like large swaths of the planet's surface. All ships can.
Yeah,
I don't exactly know what you mean.
I mean, all these weapons are only at the mercy of not using them. I mean, you could eject your warp core of any ship into atmosphere and warp detonate and destroy a large segment of a surface. It needs more clarification.
End of season 4, Founder Homeworld.
Oh no! They meant the planet as in the bit that they were, where the jelly people were. They don't mean literally the planet. They meant we can destroy the bit that's important. They don't assume the entire planet is made of gel. It's like we could bomb, and quantum hundreds of 100 miles or whatever. I would say anyway.
All right. Next up on Joe Brown's is season-long story arcs.
Xindi being the first real long story. DS9 had 3 years of one long story, but lots of
these.
It's a true 1 season story.
These are overrated in New Trek for sure because they'll take a 3-episode premise and drive it into the ground with 10 episodes. I think the way that Deep Space Nine did it, having a long story arc but interjecting other story elements in there is the correct way to do it. Enterprise season 3 did a good job of it as well, I think. Depends. Not everything has to be sure, 10 episodes isn't the same as 26 episodes for the New Trek. That one storyline is 10 episodes, but as I said, that could be a 3-episode arc, and then you move on to another 3-episode arc. So long storylines are fine as long as they are constrained to the storytelling aspect of being good. Because once you get a good story plot, which would be really fantastic as a 3-episode arc, and you stretch it to 10, then it becomes like like stretched gum essentially in the middle. It gets really thin and dips, and kind of ruins the story. Because by the end of it, the beginning and the end of those seasons might be really good, but the middle just lets it down so immensely that your overall thought of the story arc is that it was bad because it's just a slog to get through.
Well, someone pointed out in the chat, this is a broad thing. They're good, they're bad, they're medium. It's the concept of long form, right? Star Trek really worked when it's episodic, when it had morals, messages, meanings, and bits in between. But you obviously had the stinkers and the winners. Long form means you can build up. You can have hints every other week, every week. You can have twists, evolutions, and you get this expansive, pun intended, where thereby the end has a giant payoff. How many episodes of TNG that we watch spend literally 37 minutes with the setup? They do the conclusion, and they were one scene to wrap everything up, and it's like, oh, that was a done. Where if you had 2 or 3, you could have really done it well. So the good ones are very good, but as you say, even if you have the idea for a great season at the start of the year, you also have the reality of, well, as you're filming the season, you're spending the money you have for budget, and you cannot possibly predict the money you're going to spend throughout the year precisely. So if you've got this end season epic moment that you've now, I've got to save 2.5 million for that, and you get to episode 16, it's like, oh no, right? And now you've got to suddenly cut stories that don't make sense or shrink them, and now you're hurting the overall arc because you couldn't, those things are hugely versus one-offs where you can say episode 6 will will you know what I mean? It's really hard with long form storytelling, but it can be amazing, it can be okay, but you also need to make sure you think it through. The Red Angel storyline, you know it wasn't thought through, you know it wasn't written properly, you know there are plot holes because they figure out 3 signals by the end of the season and just sort of hand wave them. It's like that was your entire setup and you literally changed course enough to forget, right? Or Picard with the season 2 with the Borg and Jurati is like long form. Who are the Borg? Oh, it's Jurati. They leave. There's nothing. There's long form storytelling done super poorly, right? So absolutely depends. And again,
with 17
higher
votes,
is overrated. So yeah.
With 17 votes, though, A wins with 53%.
With the second being C. Okay, so people think overall the cool does not benefit, and I mean, I would be fine with if most stories are one-offs, but there's like, we counted in Discovery season 2, 3, one of them, where for the most part it was like this last 5 minutes was the overall story, and it was sort of
season 2.
It was season 2.
That
was
not. They kind of bookended the episode with the overarching.
Which kind of that had a concept to work, but didn't quite. But that could be interesting. But yeah, for sure.
All right, go to the next PayPal, and then we'll switch up the super chats.
So yeah, it's 2 for 1 on PayPal. Helps us out a ton.
So Matthew says ill-rated characters. 1, Jadzia Dax. Controversial take, but I think Jadzia was way overrated compared to Ezri Dax.
Damn. Because people love Jadzia. That is a common note.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. As we didn't have enough time to shine, unfortunately. She was definitely a different character than Jadzia. But Jadzia, I would agree, maybe was a little overhyped. But to be fair, she nailed the part. She had the wisdom, she had the gravitas and portrayed it so that she had these lifetimes. She had that go get 'em attitude without necessarily being, I hate to say it, but a bitch. She was a very complex, dialed in character, and I think she did it fantastically. But yes, I think 7 of 9 is more overrated as far as the general Star Trek fandom. You say 7 of 9 and people like swoon. Jadzia's up there, but she's more refined, sophisticated. I mean, they both kind of are. But...
Well, she's also a person, and technically lots of people. Whereas, let's find that they're exact opposites. 7 has a few days of life and a lifetime of nothing. Jadzia has a full lifetime of everything. Has experience and who they are defining them. One's a baby.
Matt Boardman. Yeah, Matt Boardman says, laughing my ass off, Jadzia is overrated? ? Oh yeah, we're having a discussion. but people are offering up their things they think are most overrated in Star Trek. So
Because Festa, she is very highly rated.
yes,
Like, very, very highly rated. So you can easily think she's overrated if given how much. It's like, what's his name? Dr. Bashir is not overrated because no one rates him, like, the highest, you know? He's mid-rated. Doesn't get the same level of, whoa! But yeah, Jadzia, I mean, she's a great character. She's used a lot. She's got a lot of flexibility. Giggly.
one can hope.
There you go. Thank you. I don't know. I think partially because she's a very attractive lady. If you've met her at a convention, she's a very friendly and bubbly person. And she comes off great in interviews. So, like, everything you see of her is just charming, which helps the character also get more. You know, you can have actors who are less likable and that can sometimes affect whatever.
Yeah.
But she was definitely one of their golden children in terms of give them time to shine. But I'd imagine because she's attractive, that gives some people over abundance of appreciation, which might go, is neither here nor there. But I mean, she does a very good job what she does. I don't know if, yeah.
Matt says, "Oh, I know, but I'm so intrigued that that's even a question. But I love the character, and I think that she is an integral part of DS9 tapestry." Well, the person that suggested it might not have been a big Jedzia fan or a big DS9 fan, and they just hear the name and think it's overrated. So,
Like, I would probably agree she's slightly overrated, but just because of how much people mention her as a character versus other characters. But like, she's that needle is like, right?
she got how many lifetimes of experience? So
Yeah.
it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, but like I would say just, but absolutely on that line of like, yeah, but she's pretty much earns it. It's like the EMH, right? He's so hard to judge because he is overrated, underrated, well rated. Like he's all of them because he does so much. Yeah. But what are people saying? As I'm trying to find the next person, a good picture of her.
27 votes. D wins with 63%.
Okay, so not overrated at all, pretty much. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
most people don't think she's overrated. And the next part of his PayPal is Tasha Yar. She spent the first season reminding you about escaping gangs on her planet, and
There we go.
if it wasn't for her untimely death, she would be seen as mediocre. She's not overrated at all. Nobody mentions Tasha Yar.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
can you give us your rationale behind that? I'd love to hear the Matthew. Give us the thought process of that.
She's absolutely not overrated at all. We would love to hear your thoughts on that because she was a blip.
Matt.
Yes, Matt. People also just want to hear conversation because Joe Brown said canon, even though he really respects canon. He just wanted to hear the conversation around it. So,
And for this, I'm adding our first F because I would say she's not overrated at all. So the B is the highest overrated I'm going to give. F being not overrated at all.
I think Sela as a villain is a little overrated.
Or at least underbaked.
Yeah, sure. Tasha Yar though just is not. If she had stuck around, who knows where she could have gone. But I mean, in season 1, yes, she talks about her surviving on our planet, but I don't ever think about Tasha Yar really. So yeah, not overrated at all in my opinion. Not even close.
Yeah, I would say definitely not overrated. She's a wonderful odyssey, like the show Firefly and like the film Galaxy Quest. She exists as a what could have been character because we know it was not her fault, the actress or the character for being let go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's good when she's good, but she's barely ever used, right? It's like Michael Dorn is decent in season 1, but he's not really used, but you can see some spark. So that's what season 1 is. So had you got more, she might have been thrown to the wind like Tasha in favor of, Michael Dorn's Worf. But she's that character because she never got enough time to shine. She's definitely not talked about that much, but when you do talk about her, it's like, oh yeah, she's the season 1 lady who has one of the best episodes. Yes, Enterprise. She did, she owned her bring back, and it would have been nice had she had a bit more, or at least one more appearance in some form.
Sonar Taxlar says they were going to bring her in for parallels. No, yeah, they were originally, I think.
Oh,
but, just never solidified.
Oh, that would have been so
That would have been
obvious.
awesome.
I didn't even thought of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that's. I guess just scheduling. Because because I love how Wesley's in that, and it's the most meaningless part, but that's why it's great. Because he's just on a ship. It doesn't mean much. Like, hey, you good to see him. Oh man, but I mean, she was in All Good Things. She got her bring back with her. That's not the right hair because you're 7 years older.
And Yesterday's Enterprise.
No, I know, but I'm saying that as an addition.
Yeah.
Oh, Parallels have been great. That annoys me now.
All right, with 26 votes, B wins with 46%. So people think she is slightly
Wow.
overrated.
But in fairness, the F-27. But yeah, so people are saying she is more loved than she has a right to be at the highest I gave people. Is that just because she's so underdone? People are like, oh, that's interesting, right?
I think in season 1, if you just had season 1, yes, she was kind of. They were trying to make her more dramatic than she needed to be, I think, character-wise. So maybe, but
It's even that. But hey, we're learning.
all right, moving on to the super chats now.
Yes.
Sekiguru 2005 euros, completely overrated. Star Trek Beyond. Many people think it's the best of the JJ Trek films, but to me, it's just as terrible as the rest of them. Don't get
Ooh.
me wrong; it is bad compared to Trek films in general. But out of the 3 Kelvin films, Beyond is the best. The storyline's not super awesome at the end. Let's be honest. Kind of falls apart. But they got uniforms more on point. They killed the fucking Enterprise. That was a disaster. Just get rid of that. That's awesome. That just makes the movie for me, regardless. But uniforms are more on point. It felt more like, even with like Kirk's kind of blaseness, like, oh, this is feeling like episodic. I love that that's in his log. All the characters are pretty on point. Good Kirk or good Spock and the McCoy interactions, very, very similar to the original show. But yeah, I mean, it becomes big budget spectacle near the end, like the halfway mark. It kind of does fall apart, and it doesn't really make sense with the Yorktown station and the bad guy Krill. I think it's just kind of stupid.
Hey, you remembered his
But
name though.
yep. But out of the 3 films, it's the one I'd most want to watch.
You could say I'm pandering, but can somebody put in for '09 and Into Darkness now? Because I think that '09's overrated. That people say
Yeah.
oh, it's just a fun popcorn action film. It's actually quite a good film. I think it's terrible, like properly terrible. So I want someone to put in for that because I think they're oddly overrated. Not like really, really, but I would say that's my thing. But Beyond, I mean, it's just tricky because it's contrast, right? For me, it's hands down the best of the 3 in every discernible factor, which makes it, you could argue, overrated compared to other Trek films. But I would enjoy. I think I would enjoy more of this than Generations. As in, like, percentage-wise, there's more fun in it. But there are better scenes in Generations that I would enjoy more, if that makes sense. Because there's a lot of lag in that film, for me. Just like, Silent Row Repenthe. Silent Row Repenthe is a perfect film, you add it, blah. Whereas this has a lot of fun stuff that I just enjoy watching in general.
I would so much rather watch Generations than Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
It's just the boat scene skip. The Nexus scene with Picard, part of it skip. Don't need. Why isn't bloody Carol Marcus there? Anyway, classic sounds pet peeves. Yeah, so I would say this film is I hope it's appreciated. And please seriously put in for the other two because I'd love to see how this compares over underrated because I think it's rated quite appropriately for being at least a half of a decent film.
Dan Ben says, apart from people saying it was the best of the 3 films, people don't really talk about it. Well, exactly. It's still not awesome.
Well, that's the thing. They talk about '09 because it's a reboot and it's bad. They talk about In Darkness because it's really bad and Spock's terrible. But there's
the Khan storyline.
There's nothing terrible in this to talk about. So it has the least talking. It's like who talks about Insurrection? It's fine, right? It's decent. Yeah. No one talks about it because it's just decent. Whereas Nemesis has worse stuff in it. Generations has worse stuff in it. First Class has best stuff in it. Like sometimes mediocrity isn't great.
Matt asks, "Why do you hate fun, Sam? The boat scene is amazing."
It just no, just use those millions they spent and do something more meaningful, like anything else in the film. Matt, how much they spend on those uniforms? They could have given Riker a custom uniform and not Cisco's hand-me-down.
That's a good point, yes, but it's still fun. It's still fun to see the
But you
holodeck.
haven't got the money to waste on that just for a meaningless scene. Oh, I like a
That's
lot,
a
but
good point.
I like a lot because it's beautiful for itself, but it's so wasteful in the scene. But I love that Picard comes in his freaking regalia, and to see a scene of like they never do that. They never do scenes in the garb, and it's like totally out of context. That I think is really fun
Yeah.
to see.
Let's see. With 30 votes, S tier wins with 53%.
Oof, oof. There you go.
Where'd it go?
Oh, I see.
You just destroyed it.
I, I, I
You
did.
destroyed everything,
Yeah, I
Sam.
brought it back. That's okay. Hmm. That okay. Hey, you guys think it's overrated? Okay. Wow, really overrated. Okay.
I kind of agree, but out of the three films, it is the best.
I wouldn't have said S though. Even if people say it's overrated, I would have said, like, please put it on 9, because if that's not an S as well, I'll be fucking annoyed. And as Sonar says, I mean, First Contact, right? That would probably be medium on this list because there's a lot of you could argue it's overrated. It's amazing, but it's always waxed poetical. I don't know, right? It's up to you guys to put them in. So in fairness, one person for $10 could be put in like every film I've just mentioned via PayPal. Just saying, right for the taking. Yes.
Yeah. At Sonar Tax Law throws in $5 and says yesterday's Enterprise. Ooh.
This will be interesting.
Is it overrated? I think it's one of the absolute best episodes of Star Trek ever, especially TNG. Um, but is it really talked about a lot? I
Yes.
mean, yes, because of the Enterprise C,
And
but
Tasha.
not really. I disagree. I don't think it's at all overrated. I think it's got exactly the rating it should have because it was fantastically done. If it wasn't for the one error at the end with Geordi wearing the wrong uniform, it would kind of be a perfect episode of Star Trek. There's so much Star Trek in that episode of Star Trek. It's sickening. Um, so yeah, I disagree. I don't think it's overrated at all.
And Matt comments, so I wanted to give this a shot because if people you only get 4 options, right? So I went for the highest 4 because this might have been a controversial swap around. So I went for the lowest being C. If anyone wants me to re-roll this with a D and an F, put in a 2, as we often do, and I'll re-roll that now to see if it is so underrated that it's perfectly rated. So I'll let people
Yeah, I
decide
think
but I want to give because
I think you should have.
this might have been a surprise one, right? I was kind of waiting for people to say, "Oh, it's overrated," so I wanted to give the option. So
Anybody that says this is overrated is sorry, not intelligent. Sorry, Sonar Tax Law.
So yeah, $2 more reroll, but I want to put that in there. Yeah, I mean this is a tricky one because as we said, it is one of the best of all Trek and TNG. Now this would be interesting compared to Measure of a Man and In a Light, both of which you'd probably say are overrated slightly, especially one of those two. But this one does fit in the ships and the alternatives that we love, so it fits our rated category as being so high.
For this is an F for me. Inner Light would be an S. Inner Light is way overhyped.
But it's exact. See, interesting. But those are three, and said A Measure of Man are the 3 best episodes of TNG rated. Are there any better single episodes?
Of what?
TNG, because yesterday's In a Light and what did I say? That Measure of Man. Are there any other like those are the top 3 episodes of TNG single episodes? I mean, we like
According to who?
just pop culture, right? Beyond just Trek fans, because we like Cause and Effect, but that's again a very shippy techie one. Darmok, I guess, but that's more niche, even though it's loved.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about this though. I think this deserves an F. I really do. I'll fucking put in $2 to get it.
Not sure that's how that works, but uh, I mean, technically, Sussy
Darmok.
Guru put in more because there's euros. You could technically argue that, but
Sure. David Erickson says Darmok is way overrated for me. Me as well. Darmok is a little overrated.
Well, it's not the best second watch. You know, it's a great first watch, but it loses power every time.
So we're redoing the poll. So if you voted before, vote again, because it did win with its C at 77%, which is over like a large percentage.
Because I was expecting a surprise twist. I've just put in 3.
Matt just put in $5. Here's for the 5 for the F. We already figured it out, Matt, but thank you. We appreciate that.
You know, that makes a difference. Right, so I've kept in the C, D, and F because there's no point in doing a B. So you can keep to the C, or you can lower it if you feel. Vote now. I want to see all the votes.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, your thoughts on this? I give my thoughts on it.
Oh yeah, like it's so well rated. It's overrated in the sense that some parts of it aren't 10 out of 10. They're like really good, but they're interspersed constantly with amazing bits. Constantly, that even the draggiest bits are still good. It's just in contrast to other stuff, you know. And I guess the battle is not great, like comparatively, but it's the best they could do at the time. So you got to compare it to that. Otherwise, any film or TV before a certain day is trash, right? So for what it's doing, it's well done. Yeah, I think it's one of the best. I would not say it's overrated because we love the ships and the tech. I would say Measure of Man is more overrated than this because I'm less interested in the moral message than the canon, fun, alternate universe stuff. But these are the peak of TNG, so I would say it's rated very well.
Well, I'm gonna go because it won with a C was 77%. It's also winning with this one was 77% for F. So yeah, this is absolutely
okay. So it is the best rate. So it's the most equal to its hype of the things we looked at so far. Fascinating. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just an awesome episode of Star Trek.
And TV, but mostly Star Trek.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do it in you can do it in most other franchises. The Dream World of Andromeda C shows up. Doesn't really work, does it?
Keith Jeffrey, 1974, 5 pounds. Strange New Worlds, Captain Pike's hair.
This is talked about a lot, so I see why you put this up here.
Yeah.
I need to see what the poll is going to say for this.
I'd say it's overrated. It got mentioned so much that it's now the thing, you know, even written into scripts. Like, where would you put all your hair products? So it's definitely become it's snowballed into something out of control. So yes, absolutely overhyped. Its hair always looked fine to me, never stood out to me until people started talking about it. And now they focus on it, they kind of style it a certain way just to make it look more to the point where as the Vulcan, he wanted to they wanted to give him a bowl cut, like a typical Vulcan cut. And he said, no, I want this straight up. Like, I want to exaggerate the Pike's Peak thing. So, yeah, this is absolutely overrated, but in a fun way. This isn't one that annoys me. This is just yeah, the hair thing. It's funny.
Yeah, I would say this is a clear overrated for me because I did not notice his hair at any point until it was brought up to me.
Yeah.
So, and then it's fine as a one-off joke, but then they kept going. And then there's literally they released for last season like a Facebook reel of how Pike's hair is done, the epic adventure. I'm like, I do not give two shits.
Yeah.
He curls it and puts gel in it. Done. It's like, how do they paint Data's face? With paint? You know what I mean? It's such a non-thing to me that I just don't resonate with it as a meme. But then again, I don't really care about 6-7 either. So I mean, it's not made for me, is it? You know, I don't know. I would give this a high. I'd give this a high ranking because it's very overrated.
6-7 what?
Exactly.
I was thinking about this earlier today. So I was watching a comedian. Somebody's heckling him with 6-7.
Yeah.
And I said, if anybody ever says 6-7 to me,
yeah,
I'm just gonna say 9-10. Go fuck yourself. Like,
what if they're like 4? Just, go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna kick anybody in the head that says it to me. So, you know.
Excellent. Violence solves everything.
All right, let's see what you guys are saying. 29 votes. D wins with 48%.
Really? It's underrated / rated appropriately. It's that epic. Okay. Okay.
It's just funny that you mentioned 6-7 when I was thinking about that earlier today. Man, I'm gonna kill you. All right.
But A was 38%, so A was not that
It was
far. But
second place.
so opinions on opinions are divided on that, which I appreciate. Oh, Foley has better hair, in my opinion, says Dave. Oh, there you go.
Aw, thank
I
you.
mean, it has been good hair for a long time.
And it will be forever. Sussy Guru 2000, €5. Picard season 3. It's good only compared to the previous seasons, but really it's just okay.
This will be interesting.
This is interesting because I think it was overhyped, but because of nostalgia, bringing back the
Do I
Enterprise was
include
the
S or
clincher.
not? Because I can't imagine S will win, but do we? Because it shouldn't. Just A, B, C, D. Because it shouldn't be F or S, should it really?
Yeah, ABCD. Let's do
Okay.
the mid instead of the extreme. But yeah, this I think it probably was overhyped because of the cast reunion, because of the Enterprise D being back. Um, Story wise, yeah, it's not the best story in the world. It's better than season 2 and 1 though,
Robert,
and
$5. You get to override us and move things. That's the rule. But you get a little thing showing that it's been moved. But you can, yes.
yeah, $5 per tier, it should be said. So if you want to move it 2 tiers, it's $10. That's always been a thing with the tier lists. So, but yeah, overhyped maybe. Yeah, I think once people knew that the Enterprise shows up at the end, I think a lot of people that weren't watching Picard because of how shitty season 1 and 2 were tuned in to watch at least the last couple episodes. So yeah, it is overhyped, but at the same time, that's what season 1 should have been. They did this series like bass backwards. Season 1 should have been the TNG crew, and then introduce the new characters, and then season 2 have some of the TNG crew fall away, and have the new characters or more new characters come in, and by season 3 have the new crew like Girardi and Elnor and stuff. That's how Picard should have gone. But because Picard didn't want to wear a uniform and flock and blah 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 blah, all that shit, it just ruined it for me. So anyway, overhyped, I would say, yeah, maybe, possibly.
And yes, rerolls are $2, as Joe has worked out. Because yeah. I mean, season 3 is tricky, right? Because it was such an important thing for Trek fans. Like the fact that we got
Mhm.
that Star Wars failed to do after 30 years Han, Luke, and Leia, and we'll never get that ever again, is a genuine cultural glass shatter, right? And I'm
Mhm.
sure that was part of why this was. We got, you guys are okay. All of you can walk and talk and act still. This is our one last chance. There's money behind it. Everyone take a pay cut. Let's do it. And it's the biggest gift to TNG fans you could ask for, with easily 2 feature lengths worth of amazing in it in the season, right? Like amazing. It's a lot of drag and a lot of not great, but everything in the season is better than season 1 and season 2, I would say. Every episode is better than every episode of season. Except maybe the Terry ones of season 2, but that's sort of just this season's prequel episode, right? That's sort of it's the same. Anyway, so I'd say overhyped is tricky because it's so important, genuinely, and there's so many genuinely good moments. Yeah, yeah, I would say it's not overhyped, but it's not as good as some people say. But those are people who don't have critical thinking, who can just judge the amazing and not the mid, right? They just go over the top. Because there's definitely
Mhm.
some less good stuff in it, but that's going to happen, right? Absolutely fine.
Yeah. All right. We are getting a lot piled up here, so we might want to breeze through them a little bit quicker. Um,
Which is
all right.
great.
So
Appreciate you guys. This has been a odd month for us, so absolutely incredible. Thank you.
35 votes. D wins with 46%, so not really overhyped.
Yeah, just a little bit,
A little bit, yeah.
which is fair. I am fine with that.
All right. We will get back to the PayPal's in just a second. However,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we'll do one more from the super chats.
Beautiful.
Actually, yeah, we'll figure it out. Robert Buckley, $5. The Kelvin Timeline NX 326 USS Franklin. Overhyped? When is it ever talked about? I mean, I think it's a little personally a little overhyped, just in the realm of it could exist in prime timeline. No, it couldn't. It wouldn't.
Wow, internet
It
voice. Thanks, man.
is no. So is it overhyped? No, I don't think it is. But we'll see what you guys say.
I mean, it's kind of the symptom of it was a decent design in a decent movie compared to bad designs in bad movies, right?
Yeah,
And that's why it's hyped because it's a nice thing to see that works. I don't think I think enough people complain about the interiors especially that it pulls. I know they're two different things, right? The exterior and interior, but enough people bitch about the interior. I'd say it's not overhyped because there is a lot of negativity thrown at it. Within it, how much people sort of like it, right? So
yeah,
I'd say it's C at best, but really
yeah.
I'd be looking at more of a D personally.
What are you guys saying? With 26
Cool.
votes, B wins with 38%.
Wow. And the only time in history Tasha Yar and Franklin have been on the same page, like next to each other.
That you know of. Anyway, next up we will do yeah, we'll do one more PayPal or super chat and then we'll switch to PayPal. So Sasaguru 2005 euros. The episode A Piece of the Action. I really don't like that one at all.
It is well loved. What do you
It
guys say?
is. Do I think it's overhyped? I personally don't. I really enjoy this episode, and I think it's fun to see the actors play with their characters a bit and have a little bit of fun doing so. Um, these kind of episodes always kind of make me smile, though. So, um, and this one's just is fun. So I disagree that it's overhyped. I think it's probably hyped just as much as it should be because it is a fun episode. So, sorry you don't like it, Sasiguru.
Well, no, that's not what he said. Just maybe it's talked about too much, and
Well, he
I
says I really don't like that one at all. So,
sorry, you're right. Yeah, I missed a bit. Yeah, I think it's maybe overquoted. If I was gonna give it anything, right? No, I think it's good. I think you, you can maybe sense that it's a bit of a this is what we had in the buffer. You know, props and costumes wise, but that's kind of it.
well, yeah. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Piece of the action with 24 votes. C wins with 38%. Close second is D with 32%. So C for the win.
Mid hyped, mid hyped. Okay.
All right. So we're going to switch to PayPal for a minute because you get two
Yes,
for one over there,
I
and a few
do.
people put a few things in, so we got
Mm-hmm.
a bunch to do. Um, Classic for Real wants $5 for the entirety of the Star Trek Enterprise, aka just Enterprise. So all of Enterprise series, okay. The remaining five to pull down beyond however many tiers. What do you mean it's overrated? So it's 250 for the first ask. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. It goes down to C then. I think that's how math works. Anyway,
Wait, you
so
math now?
Enterprise, the entire series.
What a bold request, right?
Have you met Classic for Real?
This is fair. This is a true statement. I mean, this was the black sheep for all of its life until the new Trek, right? From day one to '09, it was a black sheep of the family.
It's okay. Do we have an image for it? There
Yep.
we go. It's one of those things that it's getting more love now, and I think you're noticing it more now because you get a lot of references to it in Discovery, things like that. But the
Mm.
thing is, it's because those people that grew up with the show are growing up. It's the same reason that the prequels for Star Wars, everybody's like, "Oh, the Anakin story arc is so awesome." It's not, guys. But those people are now at the age where they've found their voice.
That are
They grew up
diapers.
with it. That's their Star Wars, right? The same thing with Enterprise. So is it overhyped? I mean, I've never overhyped Enterprise. I was never the biggest fan of Enterprise. Um, even going back and rewatching, it's good, but it's not. It should have got 7 seasons. I still think that, but at the same time, I don't think it's overhyped. Is what I'm saying. Um, you're right. It was kind of the ugly stepchild for a long time, but it kind of wrestled with Deep Space Nine in that regard. That the like least favorite for people. So they were both kind of struggling for a while. But yeah, I don't think it's overhyped at all.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting one to add in because it was disliked for, like I said, all of history, as in like as a general fandom. People like the show. I liked it fine, but it's a contrast thing, right? If you've had good show, good show, good show, okay show, and for me, it's such a downgrade from Voyager in every way except the CGI. That's a like how do you make a worse show after making a better show, right? Because it's a different show. I never quite understood that, but it's just different. I don't think necessarily it's just because the people who are fans then, because how many 10-year-olds then rewatched it when they were 20 loved it more. I think it's more that people are finding it now having never seen it, and because in the modern media of whatever, it feels more modern than DS9 and Voyager, because in HD, the sets are better, like everything's filmed, it feels more modern. And it's not as bad as Discovery and anything modern, again, at least compared to those things, so it feels again better. And the characters are likable, right? And it's definitely a better binge show, right? Week on week, when the story was okay. And again, I lived with this because you were not watching it. BSG, Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, Enterprise. It was the weakest every single week, by far of the four. I watch it out of obligation, but you binge it, you see it more. It's definitely more of a binge show, but it's still the weakest.
This one deserves an F, I think. But somebody wants to reroll. Oh, there we go. Robert Roebuck, reroll Enterprise with F and D. I'm going to put it at D wins with 36%.
So I love how you guys are getting how the game works. That's great.
36 votes, 78%.
Yeah.
And then if you want to redo it real quick.
Sure.
Because I noticed the super chat come in. You might as well do it now.
So D was the current winner, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so
just D and F.
So just so F means, so if you're gonna vote F, it means there is no overhype. It is the right amount of hype. Those that don't like it, don't like it. Those that like it, never talk about it. Because hype means there's excitement, there's interest, there's big things said. F means there's no big excitement. Like, it's as good as it is, no one talks about it in a good way. It just is, right? Yeah. Oh, Enterprise is better than Voyager. Voyager's rehashed TNG, whereas sometimes Enterprise does novel stuff. I mean, sorry, who are the standout characters in Enterprise? You've got the Doctor, you got Seven of Nine, you got Captain Janeway, you got Tuvok. I mean, standout character for standout character. I mean, Trip's good. Right? I mean, character-wise, Voyager's insanely superior. They're far more creative, they've got more effects. Yeah. Disagree. Because
I'm just going to put Enterprise. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, to disagree, because even if it's a rerush of TNG, it does more things bigger because it can, and it goes more radical a lot of stuff because it can. Enterprise does not.
All right, I put Enterprise at F because it got 71% with 24 votes. So moving along.
That means most people re-voted lower. 100%.
The next one from Classic for Real. Classic Real is putting in for specifically the original ship designs in Star Trek Online.
Yes. Such a broad one.
I mean, they might be overhyped by people that are dedicated to the game, but really, who hears about these? A lot of these get brought to me to film a video on, and I'm like, this first fucking time seeing it. So, are they overhyped within a small Star Trek Online community? Perhaps, but honestly, I don't think they're overhyped at all.
But they're designed by Eric Henry, the famous Eric Henry.
Yeah, he does good stuff.
See, that's the right amount of hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. They're so broad. There's a ton of rubbish designs. There's a ton of incredible designs. But at least they really try. Like, this is a great example of good texturing, good greebly length. Now, I know they've done a lot of weird stuff, but they've had lots of change of companies recently, so The mandates are changing, so maybe things get more lax. I don't know. But for a time, they're doing faithful ship. Really, really nice. But broad spectrum. Yeah, and for the most part, they don't feel like game ships, which is great. Because they shouldn't. They feel like ships. Because they're meant to be. Yeah. I do not think overhyped at all.
Okay, we're gonna switch. Oh, and that's 23 votes. D wins with 54%. Could have probably got an F because nobody talks about these, so they're absolutely not overhyped. But
It's good to see you back, Matt. You have fun things to say. All right. Gosh, the most hyped thing currently is overarching storylines in Trek. Wow. That's interesting.
well, not according to the community. It was Star Trek Beyond, but somebody fucked that up. So
Fair.
moving on, though, Sean O'Sullivan puts in €2 and says Eddington as a Canadian betrayal is obvious. €2 don't cut it, but Classic for Real did put in another $3 for a reroll request that we already covered. So we
Yep.
will talk about Eddington.
I love when communities can help each other. That's great.
Eddington again is not overhyped at all. Even when people recount the story arcs or the tale, if you want to tell somebody what happens in Deep Space Nine all 7 seasons, Eddington is not likely to be on your list of things. It's one of those plot points that is just going to be like kind of skipped over.
Robert.
Somebody might choose to say that he, took on Cisco and whatever, but not overhyped at all. Just trying to get your Canadian jab in there, Sean. I see what you're doing.
I mean, the irony is I think Cisco is overhyped, overrated, in that he does so many extreme things that him bombing the planet we reference constantly, his speech and measure Pale Moonlight, like they're punching Q. He does extreme things that are overrated because they're so outlandish. So him almost nuking a planet and genociding those people is like, we mention it a lot, but it's an in-joke, right? So it's not overhyped, we just mention it a lot because it is a good metric that he's an extremist. As Janeway, as is, whatever. Yeah, I think editing, I'd give him a D, I guess, because I don't know if he was the, I don't know if he was the actual plan when he was hired. Because it doesn't quite feel like he's so random. Like, there's no setup to him. I know it's meant to be random, but really good storytelling would lead to some clues, and there's nothing. So I don't know if I don't know if his plan was changed a little bit. Kind of feels like it was, but not a lot, but enough to be some. But that's my only thing there.
I have no idea what you just said in that last 10 seconds, but that's okay.
You're welcome.
Matt Boardman says, the guy has a lucky loony. That's peak right there. You can't hate that. It's true. All right. With 34 votes, C wins with 40%. Yeah, I think Eddington gets mentioned as much as he needs to. He doesn't overshadow anything.
Quick fire, Sloan or him more overrated?
Sloan's more overrated for sure.
He's more Sloan. Yeah, he's more rated, but he's also more overrated.
Yes. All right. Joe Brown, $2. Reroll Pike's hair with only S and F. So there you go. You've been told, Sam. So it's going to move from its D position for sure. I think if you are dictating which tiers we put in, it should be a $5 one for a reroll.
We had not set that rule yet, so we'll include it to have the chaos. But yeah, next time reroll is
for you to narrow it down like that with $2 is just kind of.
Also, I did A, not S. Oops, my bad. You were talking to me at the same time.
When you ended, it was 50-50 anyway.
Haha. Oh, no. Now, one of classics on paper, I want to turn to something else.
We'll get to that in a second, because
yeah,
chronologically, that's why I switched over to super chats, because his next PayPal is covering one of the super chats.
Excellent. Chronology is important with this.
Not usually, but this one for sure.
But PayPal is amazing, guys. So if you can PayPal versus Super Chat, we encourage it because we get far more support. Anything 2 for 1, so we get more random things, and at the end of the month, it helps us a lot. So that's what you guys do if you can. It's amazing.
All right, I'm not going to stand this one too long, but 19 votes. F wins with 68%.
You got to vote quick, guys. Which is, in fairness, almost 20 people.
And it's only one tier lower than it were.
Oh, Joe. You lad. Gosh, isn't the community great?
Oh, thanks. You didn't have to do that. We were going to do it for you anyway, but thank you. All right, next up we've got George J. $5, the Enterprise B, and then Rick Berman.
And then classic up that.
Yes, classic coverage of Rick Berman because that wasn't enough.
Because PayPal is 2 for 1. Super Chat is 1 for 1. Math.
Enterprise B is, I think, just adequately hyped. It's hyped as much as it needs to be. I don't know. Who talks about the Enterprise B? Like,
I think this is super underrated. As in, like, no one talks about it. No one ever references it. I mean, it's not that exciting, but I think I'm not even giving you an ARS. I think it's not overrated at all. I think the C you could argue is overrated because it's so different, but that's
what you talking about, Willis?
Just like a little bit because people talk about it compared to this guy.
But people say it's also worse than Proberts, and they don't.
Well, but that's
underappreciation.
That's because that's more overrated.
Yeah, but
because the Probert prize, while beautiful, is definitely overrated. And I've worked with it. I've used it. I put it on the screen. It's great.
All right. Well, with 23 votes, F wins with 61% for the Enterprise B.
Okay. Yes, thank you. It's not overrated at all because no one hypes it. But I like the B. It's nice. Yeah. Exactly, Robert.
All right. And then Rick Berman.
Oh, okay. Rickolas Bermanus.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, hold on. Where should I go on the graph for this? Only 4 options.
He's overhyped. Yeah, probably S. Start with S.
Okay.
Go down to C. I think a lot of people are going to think he's overhyped. I think he did a really good job with Trek. I think he, it's Trek I'd much rather watch than what we're getting now. So, I mean, he was doing something right, going a little against, well, quite a bit against Gene's vision. But that's what made it interesting. That's what made it good. So, is he overhyped? I think maybe a little, but yeah. I don't know.
Gosh, the lag on this YouTube. Jesus Christ. Come on, YouTube.
No. Doesn't like all the polls we're doing.
No, I know, right? Okay. Is it showing up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to reset that because that's not... Yeah. I mean, I think he's hated in the last 20 years, which I feel sad about because despite the man's foibles, he was showrunner oversaw all of the best Trek.
Yeah.
Other than, like, he had his hands on all the pots. I mean...
This might be need to re-roll because he's just killing it.
Well, that's why I asked for...
I know. I was just thinking a lot of people might think he's overhyped. But I guess not.
Yeah, I don't think he's overhyped at all. I think he's disliked by a lot of people, but he says in interviews he tried to keep Gene's vision alive. He knew Gene, he worked with Gene, he knew Gene's foibles. And that he also, he thought Gene's rules were a real, like, thing that kept him down, but that's staying true to what Gene wanted. You obviously have to evolve some, but he didn't do a lot of things as Gene wouldn't have liked it. As, you should keep it within the original vision because that's sort of the point. Although you could argue that more people like TNG than TOS, so you could argue the vision's more Burnham's version of Gene's. Yes.
Oh, 27 votes. C wins with 74%. If somebody wants to re-roll that to get an F, because I think that F is viable at this point.
Yeah. Which would be interesting if, like, J.J. Abrams came up. Is he overrated?
Oh, fuck.
Because some people loved it. For a long time, everyone loved him. And everyone by me, not us.
Yeah. All right, so now what do we do?
Yes, and so now, exactly.
PayPal. Let's see what PayPal's saying.
And Classic says, you're only saying this because Berman looks brilliant in comparison to Alex Kurtzman. Well, yes. But also, proof is in the pudding, right? He did generate all the good Trek because it was all under his watch, as in like his, you know.
Got a PayPal from Robert. Says getting freaking with a ghost candle is overrated.
And that's a 2 for 1, so we can include one of the ones I want to, but the candle in first. Now, I think he means the meme of this, the joke of it, not the actual it itself. It's got to be, right?
I mean, I don't think it's overrated at all. I think it's very much focused on and memed because it's fucking hilarious and very appropriate. So I don't think it's overrated at all. I think you should dig more into it. And I love that people are making the candle and taking it to conventions and, showing it to to
Gates.
Gates McFadden. I think that's just hilarious. So
I mean, that's the thing. There's a few famous ones. There's this, Alamarain, Threshold.
Yeah.
What's the Enterprise? What's the worst like joke Enterprise one?
Zindiark.
No. What's the? Oh no! Season finale. Doi. Obviously.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the derided one. TOS. I mean, probably Terminator Intruder.
Probably.
Or yeah, like that's a harder metric. So there's distinct
or Spock's brain.
You're right. No, you're right. Yes, there's one of each that's derided for obvious. Yeah, obviously Spock's brain, and this is the TNG derision one. Code of Honor is disrespected, but this is derided. There's a distinction, right?
Well, 20 votes. D wins with 65%.
Okay. Matthew DeFrida says, none of these are really overrated, guys. You gotta toss in stuff like Shatner's acting in season 3 of TOS. Matthew, we've thrown only one of these. Not our choice. Which is ironic because I'm calling the other person's 2 for 1. I think he knows where I'm going because I mean he sees them. So yeah, trying to throw one of those in. There we go. Thank you. Right.
Talk about it.
Star Trek 09. How overrated is? Well, you talk about it first. I'll write the poll.
Definitely overhyped at the time. Definitely, it's J.J. Abrams. He brought Trek back from the dead. Now, Trek wasn't dead. I'm sorry to say. Yes,
He was napping.
Perfection. Yeah, somebody was going to do it eventually anyway. Anyway, yes, super overhyped. Especially by the fans of it. It's got a lot of problems, and I think it's another one of those things that's going to come into more focus the older that audience gets, because it was the thing that introduced them to Trek or whatever, right? But yeah, I think as much as it's fun to go back and watch it, I will go back and throw this in and then get really mad watching it.
Because we care. Because we care.
This one I prefer over Into Darkness. I don't know if you remember, but like 6-7 months ago, I threw Into Darkness.
Wait. How many months?
It might be a year now. 7 months. Ah, that's funny. No, but it was literally like that long ago. Anyway, and I watched Into Darkness, and I thought this is just fun. Look at the visual spectacle. There's some great special effects, and then I kept watching and kept getting like, oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's what. Oh. I think I was more disappointed the more I watched it, but I did watch the whole thing again and realized again why everybody hates it. So 2009 is more of a fun watch, though. I can watch that and not get as upset, but Into Darkness is just awful.
Yeah, for me they're both terrible films, and I've watched I watched various things. I've watched various parts of Into Darkness more because of. I mean, I think we watched it together, didn't we? Was that the one we watched? We watched one of the films at your house once, and we got annoyed. We watched Nemesis. We rather enjoyed it. I don't know, but I've never seen '09 all the way through twice because I can't do it. I've seen a lot of it more than once, but I've never seen the engine core ejection scene at the end more than once. Because I know where I sort of stop. So that's how much I dislike it as a general film, as a filmmaker. And yet people say they love it. People say it's a great film. People say the casting's great. But like all that doesn't matter if the film is terrible and the canon's terrible and the respect's terrible and the filming is silly and all these layers and the flippy gun, and like it's such a terrible movie, even as a movie. You know, the idea that you have to turn your brain off to enjoy something is sad, because I like thinking about stuff. So I think a lot of people love it, surprisingly, and therefore I think the hype level is too high for it, because I think it does not deserve it. I mean, I guess, you know, in most film lists it's lower, but I've seen plenty of review lists where it's, you know, top 50% because it's fun. It's like, that is not a metric that I would want to. That is not for me. I don't know. General. And yes, Matthew, we get it. We get it. Got a. Oh, yes. Matt, you confused me, sir. You got me confused in a good way. Yeah, so let's do on that. Gosh! 37% S and 22% at A, with basically 1% at B or C. Is anyone annoyed by that? Because I am content with that, which is odd because it's just, yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's see. So there was definitely. Okay, so that was all. So there's reroll quest on the super chat. Let me do. Ah, yes. Let's do one that we have here. Just got to line it up. So let's do it. Come back. And the next we have, might be out of order, but it's the easiest one to talk about. Q. How overrated is John Delancey's Q? Now, that's right.
Sorry about that.
No, you're welcome.
All right, where are we? What do we do?
I skipped. I jumped to Q because it's the most visually interesting while you're away, so you have to PayPal check. But yeah, the results were S at 72%, A at 22%, and B and C at 3%. So 09 is heavily overrated. And classic, exactly.
Yeah.
So Q is the next one that someone put in. You have to check who and thank
Matthew
them.
Eklund. Yep. 1Q. I love John Delancey and the character, but my family loathes him. Maybe others also think he's overrated.
That's a great shout for discussion.
I'm gonna say no. I think he really took the character somewhere where they didn't intend the character to necessarily go, so much so that they kept bringing him back. So I think he has earned the kind of adoration of the audience, and I think that he's absolutely kind of rated exactly where he needs to be, just because he's such a great character, and he's he didn't think this gig was going to last, John Delancey. So, but he brought so much to it that they kept bringing the character back, and it creates a nice camaraderie between him and Picard and the crew. And it's just, he's not really a villain; he's just a protagonist, right? So,
well, he's beyond good and evil, because he can
yeah,
literally undo the universe if he really wanted to, right?
yeah,
And he's probably the most rehired Trek actor in history, because his voice has sounded very consistent for the last 30 years. He's done immeasurable amounts of video games, books, adaptations, you know, Q versus Spock, all these things that he's reprised for, because it's easy to bring him in as a wraparound character. So he's probably the most rehired character. I would say he's one rank of overrated because he does get all of the love, but he's also a GOAT character. So it's like saying his data overrated. It's like, well, I mean,
he's close to being a regular cast member because he's around so much. So,
yeah. Matthew says, but Picard season 2Q is very overrated. Sorry, who? He's barely in it. Mr. Promised to be in a whole season, only like 3 episodes, and walks in one time, says, oh, I'm dying, goodbye. What?
yeah.
What? So
It
they
was
didn't
underused. That's what the case was there.
So they didn't have a plan or something. Feels like I didn't. All right, what are people saying with the ghost? With Q?
30 votes. F wins with 63%.
Okay. You have made your sentiment clear. He's loved for a reason, you know? Very nice.
All right, next up on that PayPal is the Borg Queen. She makes the Borg something you
Nope,
cannot,
there's a
you can
Fassa before,
reason.
below that's Fassa.
It's the same PayPal, so I'm gonna do the.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see the Queen.
The Borg Queen. She makes the Borg something you can reason with. Borg was originally a soulless hive mind that acts like a virus and used to be a bigger threat. 100% agree with you. Absolutely 1000% agree with you. Is she overhyped? I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess now in the lore of the Borg, yes. But yeah, the Borg were scary when they were just zombies and not couldn't be talked to. But I've said this many times. I think the Borg Queen really ruined the Borg. Um, they became something that, like you said, could be reasoned with, and that's not really scary because eventually you can reason with it, right? Whereas when we first get introduced to the Borg, they are just mindless zombies that just keep coming and coming and coming, regardless of what you do to them. That's terrifying. So, yes, 100% agree with you. I think she's overhyped. Um, Although very well portrayed. I mean, it's a good character and well acted, but yeah, overhyped.
Always tricky, because if you didn't do the Borg Queen, then the Borg should never have returned after TNG in anything, because you can't do zombies again. Like, you did them twice, you'd have
It's
to.
just a mutation of the thing. Like it would be fine to bring him back.
But then it'd just be mindless mutations. There's nothing gained from that particular.
Exactly, and that's terrifying because you can't fix it.
Okay, you bring out one more time, but you certainly can't use them more times. The Queen gives them a lot of flexibility. The fact that you can see the evolution of them through Hugh, through whatever, is really interesting. Um, the fact that who is she really? She's an AI sentient being who has some control, but not, because she's also the voice. It's a really intriguing character. That she is that every voice, yet she has her own voice. Yet she can turn off the collective, yet she can't. Yet she has self will. Yet she's doing it all for the. Really interesting character. I think she's underhyped. I think people are fine with her. I think some people think she's overly sexy, and that's a you thing. Yeah. Oh
How
no.
is she in any way sexy?
Have you seen First Contact? As in, that's half of the storyline is her coming onto Data being sexy. That's why she has.
Ugh.
I know but some people like that, right? Oh, some people like choking, Stuart. I don't know. So anyway, I don't think she's overhyped at all. I think she's the same hype she should be, which is mid. I don't think she's overhyped at all, even with her appearance in Picard.
Well, people are agreeing with you. Well, sort of. D with 29 votes, D wins with 38%.
I'd only say with Picard season 3 of her being that on the wall, like now the big bad again. It's like, well, yeah. Interesting.
Okay. Nope, that's what the fuck. Stop. Okay.
I mean, don't, but do.
All right. Classic Real says, okay, Stuart, let's do Sloan. He is. Sloan, absolutely awesome character. I love him. Wish we would have seen more of him. I really personally love the character, but is he overhyped? Yes. Until Section 31 gets ruined. Um, Come on. Section 31 was better when it was just, as far as we know, like it was a mystery. So, um, I would say Sloan is overhyped a bit more so than a lot of other people in Deep Space Nine, yes. But he was such a great character. So I would like to have seen more of him. Therefore, I overhype him because I want to see more. So yes, I would say overhyped.
I mean, I think his potential is overhyped. As in, he could be or do or see anything, but he's barely in it, kind of thing. I mean, he's unfortunately made worse from the later versions of Section 31 because it makes the organization look more stupid, and he's the face of it. So it's like Picard dying in season 1 of Picard. It makes Patrick Picard worse than the other shows. Unfortunately, it retroactively hurts the character. But no, I think he's the medium level of hype. I don't know. I don't think he's talked about that much. I think he's fleetingly amazing and then isn't talked about again. But that's okay because he's sort of not meant to. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a good shout.
D's winning. D has
Mm.
73% with 26 votes. So that might need a reroll with an F. I don't know.
I don't know if he's talked
There's that
about enough.
many. Yeah, I don't know.
Like in a film, like often not talked about enough can be in its own version of overhyped. Like, because yeah, there just is the right amount of hype. You know,
Yeah.
that is the thing.
Classic throws in $6 super chat. Putting up funding to round out the next two, count them two reroll requests and to round out other requests. Cool, thank you.
And for that, I want to put in the Into Darkness one because that as they're waiting to be talked about.
Why would you want to talk about absolute dog shit? A visual spectacle, as I said, but the fucking problems with this movie just never end. There's so much bullshit. Sure, if you don't know anything about Star Trek, this is a fun popcorn movie. Absolutely fucking awesome.
And you'll leave and
You
never
know,
think about it again.
you know the slightest iota about Star Trek, and even you'd be scratching your head. You might be a casual Star Trek fan. You grew up, your dad would watch it, and you'd see like bits and pieces of episodes in the living room, and you go and watch Into Darkness, you'd be like, "The fuck is this?" So yeah, it's absolute dog shit. Is it overhyped? No, it's actually hyped perfectly because people shit on it all the time because it deserves it. So anyway, sorry.
It's funny. I think people talk about this with but it's the most fun one, or it's the most action one. I think it's a lot of hype it's the one that's not a reboot, as in it's not crossing over. It's a full original film. Or Montalban's so great. Or Alice Eve is great. And then these might be a lot of things that are abstractly true, but in a film, it gets a lot of praise for small things. But if you look at the whole and all the mistakes they made, it's like, oh my god, wow. But I think '09 is more overhyped. I think people generally like that film. I don't really see why. I think Beyond is underhyped. I think Darkness is both more derided and but also liked by a lot of people. Yeah, there we go, Derek. It's overhyped by normies. Yes, because this is easy to understand than '09 for normies because it's just a film, right? Everything's in the
Oh yeah,
film.
I guess.
'09 is that's exactly right. Well done. Perfect.
And 26 votes. S wins with 73%. Beyond was up there as well, just for the record, but it got moved down.
Because people had self-respect.
It says here 2002 euros. In hindsight, I'd rather have Berman back today. Yeah.
At least as a consulting producer, some ideas, you know,
Yeah.
some guardrails, you know. Let's not do that because it doesn't make any sense, you know, kind of thing.
George J, $2. Have Q in Q tier, and then the rules of acquisition.
And classic ups that so he gets a full add-on just for the rules. Don't want to do the other thing because I mean, rules acquisition. That's far more interesting. Yeah, there you
Not hyped at all.
go. People do talk about it. The jokes are some.
Sure. It's woven into the tapestry of the world. It just is something that Ferengi will mention. I mean, it's. I don't think it's overhyped at all. It's actually underhyped. I would like to buy a copy of the rules of acquisition. I'm sure there is one somewhere, but I know there's some blank rules. So,
Well, they're the invisible ink. You've got to have the right lobes to detect them. You see.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's overhyped at all.
Well, I think it's one of those things that they did such a good job, such a good job to do slow and steady. It's a gag, right? But it's a gag that tends to add something. So I think it's a had it been in every single episode as a running gag that let's say Rom always mentions them to make a point, it would have been obnoxious. But it's in it plenty, so you know it's a running thing, but it's in it not enough that you won't get annoyed by it. So I think it's very well balanced in that regard. And the fact that you can, you can print, I think it's like 80 or 90 said in the show, is a good amount, is a good amount. So, yeah, I don't know. I would say not very overhyped at all. And in fact, probably hasn't been mentioned probably since Lower Decks and probably in 2 episodes max. So it's been sort of forgotten abstractly because I haven't really done Frankie stuff. Which makes sense, of course, for Change the Worlds. But yeah, Frankie's kind of been ignored a bit.
I think it probably deserves an F as well, by the way. That's 83% are saying D. Damn. Yeah. Not overhyped.
Interesting. I love how I had zero expectations of what people are going to pick for this. So I'm really like, yeah, you guys had some very interesting. Could not have predicted
Robert
these.
Buckley,
That's what I like.
Robert Buckley throws in $2 and says, I paid to move the Franklin to S tier. Yeah, you did. You put 10 on earlier. I'm sorry. I moved it up 2 tiers to S. My apologies. Sussy Guru 2000.
Darn, Franklin.
Euros.
Fuck you, Franklin.
Right. I think the Queen worked really well as the abusive stepmom trying to gaslight Seven back into the collective.
Marvel creates world.
Anyway, how about the Mirror Universe?
Mirror Universe.
Mirror Universe.
Mm.
I think it's overhyped. I really do.
But it's changed so much since the 90s, conceptually. Man, that's a good one.
But it is a good story beat that a lot of people exploited in like comic book form as well as novel form.
Shall I add an S to this? Just on the off chance? Or just A, B, C, D?
I don't know.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
okay.
say S.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay. Do whatever you want.
All right. Okay.
Yes, classic. We're getting to it. I must have skipped it because I cannot find it. But I see it's there at the side.
Yeah, I think Mirror Universe. I think I think it was appropriately hyped at the time because it was so exciting an episode, and the fact that it never came back. There must have been some books in like the 80s and 90s. There must have been, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. Like the beta canon exploited it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So did the role playing stuff.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
But we never got a Mirror Universe TNG. We never got a Mirror Universe Voyager. We did in Deep Space Nine.
And they're letdowns for sure.
And then Enterprise was fantastic.
Yes.
So,
and then
I think it did build an overhypeness in the actual Prime timeline canon eventually. But it was always an interesting idea that was never revisited except for in beta form. So
Dan says Mirror Darkly is overhyped then.
Fuck no. That is one of the best episodes of Star Trek in existence, those 2 episodes. So
Stuart will slap a bitch when it comes to that.
Yep.
Yep. Punch the cue. Yeah, I think it's I think it went from being overrated for like one day when Discovery went overboard and then became this again very quickly.
Yeah. Very much
like
so.
Over this, and now it's just like them again, which is why it's not been really used, even though it was really great. The one scene Lower Decks where we saw a corridor was really fun, and then in Prodigy it was used, could have been a bit better, but the structure made sense. It was anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's really weird. It's like there's a balance with it, and yeah. I mean, I wish they'd do another good Terran something. I'd watch a TOS or TMP Terran style show. I love the blades.
Terrans would be great. I mean, they were covered in the comic books. Like I said, the comic books did a really good Mirror Universe motion picture, like not motion picture, like refit era.
See, you'll see us then, Robert. Have a good one. Yeah, just hire Mike Sussman. Have him do another 2-part of Mirror Universe. Have him do a mirror movie. Think he can do it. I think he can do it.
All right, this one's with an A with 34 votes and 47%.
Okay, wow. But it would be interesting to split that into like classic mirror and modern mirror, because I bet they would get different scores.
For the PayPal that I cannot find from Classic for Real, he wants the FASA
Designs, general.
just in general,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Yeah, not overhyped. I mean, when people mention them, yes, the people that know what FASA is, their eyes spark a little. They get a little tap in their step when they hear it mentioned, because it brings back a lot of fond memories, right? But overall, most people, I've seen so many people on this channel even, what's FASA? Well, that's just the company that made it, but it's a combat simulator, right? So overhyped, I mean, yes, within a certain contingency of the fandom, sure. As a generality, not really. People that grew up with it have really fond memories of it, and even though they were kitbashy designs, people are making models of them. They love them because they grew up with them, right? So, yeah.
Well, it's like in somewhat of a way, if you've read all of the Star Wars Expanded Universe books, and I've read 109, and play the games with Carl Katarn and all the stuff, is that overhyped? When suddenly Disney kills it all and then replaces it with something worse? If that was the only canon for a good 15, 20 years and it's ruined and thrown away. So FASA was the only thing of Trek of that kind for a very long time. So those few years where that is the case for those people, it's the holy grail.
Mhm.
It has not lived past that in the last 20 years, because why would it? There's nothing going on with it. But it's a certain set who love it. And if you've spent how many goddamn hundreds of hours painting models, right? Like, the time to be a FASA enthusiast is so great that, of course, it's insane for you, right? So I'd say I could argue it's both S and F at the same time for different
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
Because it's so split.
The audience splits it up to C. So right in the middle of those two.
Yeah,
52% with 21 votes.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we'll switch back to PayPal for a minute here. Classic for Real is putting in for specifically the lower decks, the Warp 10 Salamander on board the Oslo.
So I love that last
So
PayPal classic. That's hilarious. Whatever you chuckle. But thank you.
yeah, not overhyped at all. I mean, nobody mentions this. Not everybody watched Lower Decks. We've mentioned it a few times, but yeah, bringing that back to Warp 10 Salamander thing was funny. That's just what Lower Decks does. Overhyped? I would say no. Let's be honest. Uh, if they'd found a cure or some kind of like de-evolutionary thing, so you actually get to meet, it would be cool if it was actually Janeway and Paris's kids. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's overhyped at all. It's barely known by a lot of people. Even people who watch Lower Decks might have missed because they didn't focus on the thing. It was just a pan over of it.
Well, at the
Right. So,
time, we made a big deal out of it because it felt like a big deal for us. We've made the joke and we've appreciated it. But yeah, I think that was more for people like us who were like, oh, this is the salamander. We joke about it. I would say the joke of the Warp 10 salamander is overhyped
yeah,
because it's
I
such
think it's appropriately hyped because it was so stupid.
but it's such a small part of the episode, and it's never mentioned again in the classic
I know, but
Trek.
yeah, we ruined a perfectly good episode. God damn it.
So I think this is never talked about, as you said, but it's great to see. I mean, these guys would need treatment. Well, it's kind of sad. It implies either there is no treatment, or these are the descendants, and therefore you can't treat them back. So it's going to be looked after.
Or
Yeah.
these are other groups of people that created Warp 10 and have been turned into these salamanders as well.
And Sonar says Lodex is too fan servicey for the gags to have hype, except Moopsy. Well, that's the thing though. It's made for Trek fans who are going to get the references, who are going to be hyped by references, like seeing the Vulcan shuttle in season 1 from TMP. Like, that gets me really hyped. But it's
He was going to say hard, but he had to change
well,
it.
whichever, right? Or the Gorn wedding, right? That is a beautiful moment that does so much. So of course, for Trek fans, whereas if you're not a Trek fan, it doesn't mean anything because why would it? But that's like how many things for Star Wars are there for, you know, just for fans, etc. At least trying to be. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, F1 with 82%, so overwhelming victory for F. Then he goes on to say the Oslo itself, which is the medical ship, and there it is. Does anyone even know what this ship is or what it was called? And if you just saw a picture of it randomly, probably not. Therefore, not overhyped. The Oslo is absolutely not overhyped at all. Yeah, perfect. Good poll. Yeah,
I mean, it's in like 4 shots.
yeah,
I mean, we forget about it because it's the sort of thing that would have been obvious to bring back in season 5 for some reason in
yeah.
Low Decks. Like, just obviously, it's that sort of structural thing, and it would have been great to see it at Starbase 80. You know, like they have weird shit happen to them, or bring the Ostler. Makes sense. No, it's weird, but we were so hyped about it because it was a new ship, and like we were so reaching at the season 1 of Low Decks for canon, like proper canon, which then they blessed us with in season 2 and 2 to 5. But like, oh, a new ship, kind of that's interesting, and oh, first contact uniform, kind of, yeah, yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, and F wins with 67% with 12 votes.
And you could have voted against my whim there by going higher. So yeah, there you go.
All
Yeah.
right, next up is Classic Trail again, is putting in for the One Tree Hill, the Cadets on the Grass promo poster for Star Trek Academy, and also wants to say Merry Christmas to all these PayPals. Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
Uh,
Overhyped or overhated? You judge how you rank this.
it's not overhyped because nobody's nobody's talking about it except for in the negative, so I guess
They
it's
are
a little
talking
bit.
about it. Order. They're talking about it.
Yeah, but will it be remembered? Oh, yes, it will be. It's a dark stain on the history of Star Trek. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this. Who is overhyping this? Who's saying this is the best thing ever? Look at this poster. He's just you realize what he's doing, right? Classic Frill. He's just giving us all laughs. Things that aren't overhyped.
Well, I'm giving I'm because you could argue this has been so overly talked about that the hype, because you can definitely hate hype. It was like The Room, right? You're not watching The Room because it's good. You're watching because it's bad. And I'm sure '09 is partially voted because people dislike it so much. Overly hyped as being negative. Definitely creates feelings. Not so much in me personally, but you know. And it's so funny how they just done a Rathacon era Academy show, and had it just been a group of cadets on the Rathacon bridge in Rathacon uniform as a simulator, and that was the poster. Like, oh my god, really? Frickin' hell! It's a true Academy show.
Yeah.
Oh, Sussy, even the smallest amount of hype is too much. Oh,
Yep. With
oh.
24 votes, C wins with 38%. A
Okay,
was a close second at 33%.
interesting, interesting. There's some psychology at play there. Interesting.
Sure. Switching back to
Yeah,
super chats for a second.
interesting.
Jean Paul Wallace throws in £5
Thank you so
and
much.
says Badmirals.
Mm.
Admirals overhyped, maybe overused. Yeah, you would think that because Starfleet is Starfleet and these people were captains and they've come through the system, that most of them would be uncorruptible. They would be the best of the best. They would be, really highlight Starfleet's ideals and humanity's ideals of being better. But then it became, yeah, that every Badmiral had an agenda. Too much power corrupted them absolutely. Blah blah blah. So you see an admiral now, you automatically assume Badmiral. And yeah, I think they did become a little bit overhyped as far as a trope goes. So yeah, Dort, Dodry, that was his
Dougherty.
name. That's it, Dougherty. Yeah, Clancy. Well, she was CNC, but anywho's, yeah,
No,
I think definitely
I mean,
overhyped.
Bad definitely is a joke, but I think it's a reasonably balanced joke in the community. It's not too, because there's not that many of them if you break down per series, but it's a joke because it's a familiar thing. But also, it takes an admiral rank to kind of have the power to make big change or big decisions out of the reach of our heroes to get involved with.
Yes, and the heroes can't really fight back because it's bureaucracy.
Yeah, but also an admiral, they can see a bigger picture, right? Because that's the thing. That most of them aren't like the Prometheus, Pegasus guy. He's doing it for all the right reasons. Dowdy doing it for all the right reasons. The admiral in season 1 TNG who makes himself younger does it all for the right reasons, right? Admiral Sati does all for the right reasons. Bad admirals are just baddies because of story and, like I say,
That's what
corruption. But
makes them the best thing. They're like the best villains because they think they're doing the
yep,
right thing.
and you could argue from some points of view, right? You know, well, that's the thing. If you swap perspective, if you made the Pegasus Picard, sorry, there kind of was in a sense. It was called Kirk in TOS. He stole the cloaking device. You're not blaming Kirk for it, are you? You could totally reframe all those bad admirals if it was Picard or Kirk or Cisco and be like, oh yeah, but it's our hero.
Yeah.
Right? Most of them anyway.
Well, with 24 votes, B wins with 42%.
Okay. With a pretty even split for A and C as well.
Moving
Interesting.
back to PayPal for a hot second, we got Classic Real putting in for Mirror Picard, actual Mirror Picard, not Picard Season 2 Confederacy, and also apparently thinks he has bottomless pockets.
Yes.
Yes, this is from the comics. I actually have the collected Mirror Universe.
Who even knows about Mirror Picard though? Hands up in the chat. Because you could easily miss him, I think.
I think so, yeah. Good story though, really great. But yeah, it was great seeing the Mirror Universe in the TNG era, seeing all the crew are in it. It's a really fantastic story. I mean, Picard is a good badass. He does come across really well, or bad, I guess. Is he overhyped? Nope, not at all. Not even mentioned. Not even known about by a lot of people. So
Yeah, I mean, even Confederation Picard, which is he said not to do, isn't overhyped because he's so not used. It's amazing how little they're presented. I think they could have, if there was more of a social media awareness, you could have, like, I should say successful version, then you could have had a Mirror Picard be a giant thing, right? Maybe make a trailer where Patrick Reprise's role and has some dialogue and it's audio, right? You could make it into a big thing, but never really got that. As cool as the idea is, never really done fully. At least you could have a video game, right?
I think this one should add an F because most people haven't even read these comics. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna leave it 20 votes. D wins with 65%.
Okay, fair dues.
Okay. Next up, we've got Sesaguro 2005 euros. The rules of acquisition are a great thing to bring up in a job interview when they ask you about the pay. Also, the Enterprise C.
Enterprise C. Is she overhyped? Her one appearance in all of Trek.
Yes, she's overhyped.
Okay.
But rightfully so. She's an awesome ship.
Would that mean hype then?
No. It was absolutely overhyped, so much so that they brought it back in different forms, the different configurations, different. It's fine. It's overhyped because it was awesome.
Different configurations?
Yeah, the Bizarre Collector covers and.
Oh, I see. Right. I mean, it's only in like 4 episodes. It's.
I know, but
it's shockingly underused.
Talked about a lot. It's in one of the best episodes of Star Trek ever, so of course it's going to be overhyped a little bit. I personally really love it, so Enterprise D or C deserves all the hype it gets, says Matt Boardman. Yes. This one also maybe needs an F by the book of the poll. Jeez.
And he knows her intimately.
Yes. So do I have. I have one behind me. You guys just never see it.
What?
It's right up there.
What? Intimately? What? Yeah, it's I don't know if it's not talked about enough. Like I said, I would say the Probert Prize is overhyped for sure because the reaction to this is creative when you see that. Whereas I think both are excellent in very different ways. I really like a lot of stockiness in this. I really think it works. And it's great in motion. I've done like 2 films with it, and it's really nice in motion. It's not sleek and elegant. It's boxy and robust and advanced looking, and a beautiful bridge. It's such a hard thing for Rick to have done. He does such a good job. I love the paint as well. A lot of things I like about it. A lot of things.
Yep.
See, there you go. Sonar. Pro's original C was way better in my opinion.
It's different. It's not better.
It's sexier, but sexy does not necessarily mean better.
It's sexier from certain angles. It looks really nice and really put together from certain angles.
That's fair.
And then you rotate the camera and you're like, what the fuck? What did you do this secondary hull? Ugh.
Well, because he didn't, in a sense. Well, he did, but he didn't. It was,
exactly.
Yeah.
This one, it is what it says it is. It's just standard Starfleet design, right?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
25 votes. D wins.
Okay.
With 76%.
Okay. Okay. It is not overhyped, which could mean it's not great, or people just think it's appropriately hyped. Good. I like it.
All right.
Wow, and everything in S is JJ Kelvin, and A is radical. This is a really unique list. This might be one of the most unique lists ever in terms of where everything's placed. Really interesting.
We're not going to get into the Enterprise C debate. So, somebody's saying that it would be better. Probably should be better as a hero ship. But anywho's, next up we've got Sussy Guru 2005 euros. Women being too hysterical to be allowed to be the captain in TOS. That's not overhyped at all. I mean, in one episode maybe, but that's not exactly. I don't even want to talk about it. It's not overhyped.
I mean, she's hysterical, so she's the right amount of hyped. Of how hysterical. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
But yes, of course, the line is silly. But it's the exact same amount of silly as the D7 in an Enterprise being a Katinga from DS9. It doesn't make sense. You got to ignore it because it doesn't make sense. I would bet you that after this episode came out and they said no women captains, given 3 years, ask the writer, would you write that again? It's like, nah, I don't know why we did that. It wouldn't have taken many years, right? They were right at the edge of one cusp into the other.
Yeah.
Right? That was exactly when it was. Like, you never say in TNG, of course. I mean, season 1 of TNG, the end of season 1, has the youngest captain ever, who's a lady. So they instantly, in Star Trek 3, they've got a lady captain instantly.
They overcompensated and corrected their mistakes, for sure. I wouldn't say overcompensated. They compensated just enough.
Without mentioning it, because it's not a thing. I mean, you can argue that
even if you look at the episode, you can take it from her point of view that's how she sees things.
Oh yeah,
it's not actually stated that they can't be. She thinks that women can't be.
Yeah, because she's applied 12 times to the academy and she's failed. Yeah, because you failed.
Yeah, you failed your psychic evaluation because obviously you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course,
it's not really an inaccuracy in Trek lore. When you look at the episode, it's never really officially stated.
Because Cage, I believe they say no women captains, but that's also not.
No, I don't think they say that in the Cage either. They mention a thing about a woman being on the bridge, but it's never really specifically said captain can't be a thing.
There's something there that's anachronistic more, but if you combine the two small references and take them out. But obviously, retcon back in, next to 2. The second Starfleet Explorer captain was a female. Done. And there wasn't a captain in 2, but, Carol Marcus, she's the captain of her team. I mean, you're right, highest responsibility.
Not quite the same.
No, but
scientists.
But still the head of something distinct. Yeah. Took 3 movies to make a captain. Yeah. I don't know how people are going to rank this because I don't even know how hyped it is.
I think it's hyped at all, but apparently people disagree. With 28 votes, A wins with 45%. The next closest would be B with 31%. So
even know how to rank that. Okay.
What?
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
And that's pretty much perfect timing wise because we have no more to do, and we're not going to do any more
Oh,
because we're done. It's coming to the time that we're finished. So this was an interesting experiment. I think one that needs to be revisited because there's some good conversations that happened, some interesting stuff came up, and really interesting results.
and different people in the chat, different options. We've scratched the surface here, right? There's so many. I mean, you saw I had two examples if we ran out of things at the top that it could be sort of overhyped.
Yeah.
Really interesting. I mean, just all the Star Trek movies, you could argue. Like the whale one is overhyped. Like, yeah, loads you could do. You could definitely do a part two for this.
The whale one.
Yeah, and just sort of have this on screen for a few seconds and see. Because yeah, we really, no one said the Connie, no one said the refit, right? No one said Kirk. There's so many here that you could consider. Yeah.
Yeah. And Eric Martin says, "Is this the crazy versus fun graph idea?" I have no idea what you're talking about, Eric. Just enjoy your alcohol and your sun and sunshine. And he's on vacation in
Ah.
Canada.
Ah. Oh, nice.
So he's tuning in to watch us from a beach somewhere.
Oh, my goodness. Very cool.
Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Indeed. Right, well, tune in to our look at the Athena detailed look on Saturday. If you are on the Trek Shorts Patreon, go watch the new film, Echoes of Yesterday, which Stuart's seen, Matt's seen, anyone else in the chat who's a Patreon member can go see it right now if you're supporting, so go check that out. If not, go support Patreon if you can, if you want to see it early, and we'll be releasing that when we can, socks notwithstanding. And yeah.
You mentioned it. Anyway.
Well, that's the thing. Pre-release people get to see it before it's done. Like done. So they get stuff that might be oops. Right? It's a unique look.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. We will see you next week. Or well, this weekend. You'll watch us, I'm sure.
Yes, you'll perv on the security cameras in our houses.
Yes, but we'll be back next week. Don't
Oh,
forget.
no one's bloody cute us. But thanks guys for all the support. It really makes a huge difference, guys. And we love these sort of fun interactions. Appreciate you all, guys. Ah, oh, can I do that too? Probably
So
so.
until next time, he's Commander Cocking.
He's Catapult, and you guys are the amazing people of Trekyards.